surroundings. He covertly heads to the restroom and changes his appearance into that of an old man. Unfortunately, Thing loses track of them and misses this transformation. Later, the old man changes to Principal Arissa. This reveals that she is actually a shapeshifter, and for some reason she is covering up Roman's murder. Left with no options, Wednesday ventures into the woods to look for Roman's murder clues. She is accompanied by Tyler, who is stalking his dad. After a while she finds Rowan's glasses, and as she picks them up she has a vision. In the vision she sees a purple book from which Rowan got the drawing. Wasting no time, Wednesday confronts her class teacher about the book, and the latter reveals that it belonged to an old student society called the Knights Haze. However, the society has long since disbanded. After school, Wednesday sneaks into Rowan's room to look for the book. She finds a mask underneath his bed, but before she can leave, Xavier arrives. It turns out he is Rowan's roommate. Wednesday quickly hides under the bed, and right then Bianca also arrives to visit her ex. She overhears their conversation and learns that Bianca is planning to crush Enid in the upcoming boat riding competition, and as soon as she returns to her room, Wednesday decides to helping it by joining the competition so that they can take Bianca down. The next day, Wednesday I needed to gear up for the competition as there are no rules. It is all fair game, and Bianca is using this to her advantage. There are 14 games, and the game is that they have to row their boat to a destination and back. Whoever is the first one to arrive at the finish line without being knocked out in the lake is declared the winner. As the contest begins, Bianca hints at one of her friends who is ready to sabotage the other boats. The friend, who turns out to be a mermaid, dives into the lake and destroys one of the boats, knocking the team out. Thankfully, Wednesday and Enid are prepared. So with the help of Thing they manage to capture the mermaid. However, during the contest, Wednesday has another vision. At this time she sees a blonde hair version of herself, and that version tells her she is the key. Confused, once they snaps into reality only to find that Bianca's team is leading the race. Unwilling to give up, she and Enid decide to play dirty. They use Bianca's underhand methods against her and finally win the competition. With this, a non-seller and team has won the esteemed competition for the first time in 4 decades later. The winning team is honored by Principal Arissa, who had ceded the Poke Cup trophy. However, Wednesday is unable to withstand the attention, and so she finds solace with Edgar Allan Poe, a former student of the Nevermore Academy. Suddenly she sees a symbol underneath the stone book he's holding. It is the same symbol that was carved in the picture Rowan had handed her before he was mauled to death. Wednesday quickly solves a series of riddles etched in the book and finds a clue that is snapping twice when she snaps twice. Suddenly, a secret corridor opens, revealing a hidden chamber. If this academy had a beat poetry club, this portal would not be a secret there. Wednesday successfully finds Rowan's book from which he had torn the picture. She puts the book in her backpack, but before she can go further, someone thrusts a black sack over her head shortly after. When the sack is taken off, she finds herself surrounded by Bianca, Xavier, and a few more students who are members of the Nice Shades Club. Turns out, although the group was previously disbanded, in Principal Arissa reinstated secretly, Xavier urges Wednesday to join that group, but she straight away refuses and walks away. In the next scene, we see Principal Arissa announcing the annual outreach day where the Nevermore students will have to mingle with normal people, also known as normies, by working alongside them at their establishments. Once they arrive in town, Wednesday tells Xavier that his roommate might have been murdered. The latter doesn't think Rowan is dead because he was only expelled. Despite this, Wednesday shows him the picture Rowan's mother drew. Xavier takes a close look at it and reveals that the man in the picture is actually the founder of Jericho, Joseph Crackstone. A while later, Wednesday decides to volunteer in the Pilgrim World. The place that holds Jericho is history. There she meets Eugene, a young boy she had befriended in the beekeeping club, that to immediately get to talking and start observing the surroundings. Soon the students are approached by Miss Arlene, the caretaker of the Pilgrim Morals. She gives them a tour and talks about some of Joseph Crackstone's beloved artifacts. Wednesday asks more about the artifacts and learns that they have original farm tools, tableware, and even the family chamber pot. Who she wants to work there but can't because it's been renovated. Instead, they're all going to work at the Yield Forgery to distribute fudge and cakes to the local tourists. Later, Wednesday, with the assistance of Eugene, and sneaks into the Crackstone family chamber. She finds a painting of the old meeting house which includes the girl from her vision, and shortly after she also finds the book that the girl was carrying. However, when Wednesday notices that the pages are blank and she suspects it is a fake, just that the caretaker Arlene arrives and catches her. Wednesday asks about the original book and Arlene hesitantly reveals that it was stolen. Last month later, Tyler and Wednesday reunite at the coffee shop. The latter inquires about Joseph Crackstone, and Tyler reveals that what is left of the original meeting house is out in the woods. It is pretty much a ruin, and meth has used the place as a crash pad. Immediately, Wednesday and Thing enter the woods in search of Joseph Crackstone's place. They eventually find it and come across a homeless man, but Things chokes him and scares them away. What the hell thing suddenly once they experience this division. This time she travels 400 years into the past. We see the blonde girl she encountered in the earlier vision. There were villagers who are encircling the girl as they call her the devil spawn. Soon Joseph Crackstone arises from the crowd and calls her Wednesday Addams. He accuses her of being a witch and condemns her to die in a barn stuffed with other accused folk, including her mother. In turn, Goody also accuses them of stealing their land, slaughtering the innocent and robbing them of their peaceful spirit. Enraged, Joseph stares at her for a while and then sets the barn ablaze. Goody tries to free your mom, but all her efforts are in vain, and at last, where there is no hope left, she escapes via a trapdoor. Meanwhile, Wednesday observes all of this in the barn with Sam. Goody runs up to her and claims that Joseph won't cease his crusade until he's killed them all. With this revelation, Wednesday wakes up from her lengthy vision and explains everything to think, "I think we found someone who it's cool for you to choke thing." Suddenly they see the same monster that killed Rowan lurking behind them once they runs after it in the rain but can't keep up ants. She follows the footprints, which strangely start transforming into a human's. This reveals that the monster is actually a human and right then she runs into Xavier and tells them what she saw. He wants to look at the tracks, but the rain has already washed them away. The following day, everyone reunited in the town square for the unveiling of a new statue dedicated to Joseph Crackstone. Wednesday plays an instrumental version of Fleetwood Mac's Don't Stop with the Jericho Marching Band while the mayor and Larissa announce the statue. However, disaster ensues with Thing, as per Wednesday's orders, sets the statue in flames while others run away in horror. Wednesday's eyes gleam with vengeance as she swiftly plays the cello. Later,